What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And you know I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? So I am here vacationing in Aruba, and I'm also live. So if you want to see this video live, it is at Love and Marriage on YouTube. So I was saying before I forgot to hit the live button, there were 3 families murdered this week, all killed by the husbands. And it's just wild to me. The latest one was this guy in Utah. Let me see, because I want to get this thing. And the church had said some crazy thing. So Utah man kills wife and his 5 children and the mother-in-law. His name is Michael Haight, which is, or Hyatt, I don't know. It's kind of a interesting name. But yeah, he was 42. He killed his wife and their 5 children. And of course, these stupid stories never got to stop popping up. So it was 8 in total, and they were found dead from gunshot wounds in their Enoch City home on Thursday. According to police discovered the bodies, 5 of which were children, after conducting a welfare check at the home. The Enoch City manager held a press conference on Thursday, giving details and naming Michael Haight as the children's father and the suspect. So they found 2 adults victims, which were his wife, him, and then the mother-in-law. So 3 in total. And then the children were a 17-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. They were doing a welfare check. That's how they ended up finding them. Which was really wild to me on this is that they are Mormons, LDS Mormons, and their family released a really weird, obituary about them. They had put that, this is his obituary, and I'm showing it to YouTube if you guys want to see it. But the family had put that it is our desire that the media turn their attention to the great works of God that can render a forgiving heart, how religion can heal and enlarge our capacity for love, and return to a foundational principle of peace within our nation. And then they also replaced his photo and their family photo with a picture of Jesus. I don't know. With these churches, man, I can't understand it. It makes no sense to me. I just don't get it. I don't get the forgiveness part of it. The family is pretty much saying that all is well. What else is going on? There's so much new. So Michael Bay got charged with killing a pigeon on a movie set, and so they want him to pay up. He got the money and he'll be fine. Let's see what else went on in the news. There's a lot. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to sift through because there was a lot of crap. So the rapper Kevin Gates, he has been saying some really crazy things, but he continues to say things that twist my stomach. He said that I love for a woman to piss in my mouth. I think it's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I loved it.
Like urine as far as like, I let you piss in my mouth, then I come kiss you.
I love for to piss in my mouth.
No, like you piss in my mouth, and then I come tongue kiss you afterwards.
I never had that done.
Oh,
but
okay.
I love for a woman to piss in my mouth. That's beautiful.
You never had that one done either?
What?
A woman in your mouth?
Yeah, I done had a woman pee in a cup while we was driving, and I drunk it.
Oh, okay. Period.
Right there.
Yes.
Because it was just nothing. I was so infatuated with this woman to where it was just nothing about her that was nasty. Like, and then she's super clean. She like me. She drink number water all day, so this ain't got no taste.
Right. Like urine.
Something's wrong with this man. He has said some very weird things to me, and I'm just saying something's wrong with this man. So Illinois officially bans the sale of assault rifles statewide. People are freaking out because Lori Harvey has a new boyfriend. Let that girl live. She's only 26 years old. She should be dating whoever she wants. I mean, shoot, at 26 years old, I had my last child because I, in my mind, wanted to get it out the way, which is paid off. I'm able to vacation and I'm still young. But if I could do it again, I would start later in life. Kanye West reportedly married an architectural designer in the private ceremony. She had worked with him for several years, so she already knows how local he can get. So I'm going to call that this might be actually love. So I do not like talking about this, but the police, I know they killed the LAPD killed the Black Lives Matter founder's cousin hours before his death, and they do have body cam footage. I'm not interested in watching it. I've seen so many people killed by the police on TV and on the social media. I can't fathom it. If y'all want to go see, what they're saying is that he tased them over and over again. So Lisa Marie Presley passed away at 54. She had a do not resuscitate, and so she had cardiac arrest. So she died at a very young age. There's a Universal Studios coming to Texas for all of those that love Universal Studios. Let's see what else is going on before we get into the story. So people really want Dana White to like have some kind of repercussions for him and his wife slapping each other. What do y'all think? Yeah, I think it's cray-cray, but that they did that in public. I can only imagine what would happen if not. DeSantis is still arresting people for voter fraud in Florida. Like, they're pulling up on people at gunpoint and arresting them for voter fraud. Like, it's kind of wild. Let's see what else is going on. They're saying that Mariah Carey allegedly wants full custody of her and Nick Cannon's twins following the birth of his 12th child. She said that he's unable to be there for them. What do y'all think about that? This is what people are saying. People are saying that he pays his child support and he's having other kids. It does not entitle her to take away his children. Understandable if he's not present for his parenting time. I'm sure when she had her twins, she didn't anticipate him to have 10 more. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about full custody. I mean, that's kind of on paper, but I guess that would increase his child support. Louisiana mama, too, shot an intruder into her home. That is when weapons come into play. Let's see. Anita Baker is coming out with a new single. Let's see. The tennis star Naomi Osaka reveals that she is pregnant by, what's the little guy's name? I can't even think of it, but he's smart because that girl got a bag. Corday. He's smart because she got a bag. Tennis players are not saying that he don't have no money, but tennis players got money. So he definitely came up on that. Good for y'all. Good for you, Corday. Let's see what else is going on here. So, this is a wild story here. So, 5 Tennessee officers were fired and suspended after a probe revealed that several department sexual escapades, including a 3-way. They have all been fired and suspended. 3 others over allegations that they participated in intimate relationships and sexual escapades. Megan Hall is said to have engaged in a sexual relationship with fellow officers Patrick, Larry, Juan, Lewis, Ty, and Sanaka. And they were all of different nationalities, so she likes them. They occurred at hotels, on a boat, at gatherings one of the police officers organized. On several occasions, Hall allegedly engaged in sexual relationship with both McGowan and Shields while on duty in city-owned property. It was alleged that Hall gave both men oral sex at the police station. Additionally, she is accused of exchanging nude photos with Holiday. Yeah, she was out there, and her husband is sticking beside her, which seems about right. Most women like this always have these husbands that stick beside them no matter what is going on. They stay with the wife. Let's see what else is going on. That police officer lady was getting it down and getting dirty. Wonder if she's the real life Black Snake Moan. So, Ron Jeremy was deemed unfit for his rape trial due to severe dementia. So he won't get sentenced. Instead, they're going to put him in a mental hospital. If his health improves, he may be qualified in the future. See, R. Kelly, these are what the notes your lawyer should have been paying attention to. Because, dude, that is the perfect thing. Being senile, like Bill Cosby too. Like, how come y'all people couldn't get y'all to cough it up, to cough up some money? I think I'm gonna jump into story time just because I've been kind of behind on a lot. Isn't this perfect and right that this happened to me? So, without further ado, I'll just hold my phone. Thank God that my phone is durable. I drop it all the time. Let's get into some story times. All right, here we go. First up.
Male, I mean anatomically.
Anatomically, I'm still of it than,
right.
And I think it's really important that we understand
and it's anatomic, okay? Yeah. Because biologically, I have shifted, okay? Trans meaning going from one to the next.
Biologically and all these things, I know that there's importance for you guys, but meeting me or seeing me, you would never know. So why is it important?
Well, no,
like,
just say if I was a woman and I wanted to date you, What are you going to tell me?
I would tell you that I'm trans. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying you can't tell me that you're a man.
I mean, I'm still a man.
No, but you got to tell me. You got to tell me that you were born a woman. You have to.
I mean, I don't have to.
Well, because if I go down, if I see you in your pants,
right.
I'm going to see something different, and that will be troubling to me if I had an expectation.
But again, this is like leading off the topic, but I mean, to answer your question, if you must know, I do tell the person that I'm talking to or interested that I'm transgender. I don't think that you need it to, you don't need a penis to be a man. I know that you may disagree, which is fine, like I get it, but I don't want one.
Now, I have a question for all of you. Do your penises make you men?
Well, part of what makes
is that what makes you?
Well, I said being a man's ingrained within every part of your body, so our cells are
right.
Our
but
penis too,
but if you had to look at the difference between us and between you, now would that difference be the lack of a penis?
If we were naked.
Okay, if we're gonna minimize being a man to that particular anatomy,
we didn't minimize.
No. I'm asking the question. Okay, if we minimize it, because this is where we're going, is anatomy, right? Because that's where we've gotten. Okay, so if we get there, so do your penises make you more men than us?
It's not making more or less. It's we're a biologically man. You're not a biological man.
It's not a spectrum, it's not a question that we can answer, because you're saying on the spectrum, would this make us more of a man than you? But no, it's because we are a man and you guys aren't.
Well, we're different. So we're not men. We're different. Is exactly what you just said.
In my view, you guys are appropriating the gender, and you are living as a man, but biologically you are not a man. So to me, it's not. You can't say, okay, well, does that make us more of a man? That's not even a question to ask, because you're not a biological man. When it comes down to asking questions that make me start to change what the truth is and what the truth isn't, putting it on a spectrum when it's an objective truth, that's where I draw the line.
What's the biggest problem with what he said? It doesn't make what you feel any different. The biological truth is the truth. And why can't that be the truth? And you also say, but I feel like on the inside that I'm a man and I'm going to present that way.
The argument is that people try to invalidate who we are with that. I'm not saying that you guys are doing that, but a lot of society in the world does that. Well, biologically, you're female. What hurts trans people that people don't realize what they're doing is it's very harmful. You got to be aware of what you're saying and what you're putting out there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, 100%.
So, interesting take. I could never imagine like being trapped in a body that I didn't belong in. So I don't know. But interesting take. Let's get into this other story.
So last night it came out that Matt Schlapp, a big-time conservative who preaches about family values and is married with 5 children, has been trying to cheat on his wife with men. Matt Schlapp was in Atlanta for a campaign event and allegedly took a campaign staffer out for drinks, and then on the way back to his hotel room, grabbed the campaign staffer, who's also a man and married to a woman. When they got to the hotel, Matt Schlapp invited the campaign staffer up to his hotel room. This is a married man with 5 children. Matt Schlapp demonstrates a huge hypocrisy. He loves to get on stage and preach about family values and morality and act like he's holier than thou, and he can't even stay loyal to his wife. Actually, he's trying to get with men. Furthermore, Matt Schlapp was way too comfortable behaving like this with a random campaign staffer. He's done this before, I'm sure. What has he brought home to his wife? If you don't want to stay loyal to your wife, don't get married, don't have children, don't pretend you're a family man.
And that is from Herschel V. Walker II. He cracks me up. He's unhinged.
Mr. Younger, thank you very much for coming on. We watched that video and it just hurts.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first iPhone video I ever took. And my blood ran cold when I realized what she had planned for that boy. And, it escalated to eventually she registered him in school as a girl. I had to shut that down. So the Capel School District began to secretly transition my son. I'd bring my son to school in boys' clothes, and they'd give him a dress and make him use the girls' restroom. And it even escalated further where she began to present him to the world as a girl. I lived under temporary orders from a court where I wasn't even allowed to tell my son that he was a boy, where I had to present him to the world as a girl. And, his twin brother got completely confused by all this. We wound up going to a 2019 trial where the courts gave me 50-50 custody and joint conservator rights to check her ability to transition my son. And the corrupt Democrat establishment in Dallas County transferred my case into the 301st District Court with Judge Mary Brown, And she never implemented the trial with a jury verdict, and has, through temporary orders, stripped me of all my parental rights and eventually allowed my ex to move to California right before, just a few days before the sanctuary law in California went into effect.
So this is the new age thing that parents are having to fight over. And it's kind of wild. It's wild, wild west. A lot of his story is not the only one of parents having to fight over, you know, changing the gender of a child before 18. So
what does it mean when you're hooking up with a guy and he doesn't finish?
Don't trip.
We got you.
I mean, we can always say the response is like,
you wasn't doing something right, or he wasn't attracted to you. He probably beat his meat before, like, and just was trying to last hella long, like, or gas station pills or something. He did something maybe a little bit extra, or you did something happened during the sex that turned him off. Like, some little things can really turn guys off, like just a whiff of something, a different position that kind of hurt a little bit, and it's just like, it's not you. It's just maybe they're not feeling that same intensity. So that's something you communicate with them. Like, you just be like, hey, what's up? Like,
yeah,
you know what we need to fix. Like, what we need to upgrade. And don't be hurt by it because y'all don't finish all the time.
Yeah.
Like, y'all don't finish all the time.
It happens.
So it happens. Like,
this is when being a man kind of sucks because, y'all can't, we can go anytime, meaning just have sex, period. Yes, women don't always orgasm, but the fact that, like, anything can make y'all, like, not be able to do the deed is wild and sad. That's when it's better to be a woman.
In a sworn deposition, Ransom described the island like a brothel with lots of teens. And Ghislaine Maxwell was tasked with having enough girls to keep up with Epstein's massive sexual appetite, telling prosecutors, quote, "When I was finished, another girl was called by Ghislaine, and when they had finished, another girl was called." Ransom also confirmed that Epstein kept videotapes of high-profile men raping underage girls as sexual blackmail. She says she saw some of those sex tapes herself, explaining, quote, "When my friend had sexual intercourse with blank and blank, sex tapes were in fact filmed on each occasion by Jeffrey." She also said Epstein was clever. He made sure he wasn't in the video, so it couldn't have been used against them. Ransom says she got her hands on one of those videos and backed it up on, those little thumb drives and sent them to different locations in Europe because she's scared someone from Epstein's inner circle still could get her. So if Sarah has the videos, the FBI has to have them too, right? Yet, the only one that's been arrested is the madam. There's all these high-profile guys on these videos, right? Committing statutory rape, right? So how come nothing's come from that? Something doesn't add up here. We know the FBI let Epstein get away with abuse for over a decade. They even used him as an informant. He helped them with the Bear Stearns investigation. So is the FBI covering for Epstein's rich and powerful friends that abuse the girls? Are they blackmailing people from the tapes for more information? We can only speculate.
That is very strange, and I too, like most of you, want to know, where is the tape? Like, where is it? It is obviously in the hands of the law, because that's how they were able to convict Ghislaine. But where is it? I'm with this guy.
Tanya met Eric on Tinder, and a romantic relationship formed. After dating for a while, they decided to take a cruise together from Jacksonville, Florida to Freeport, Bahamas. On the first night of the cruise, Tanya fell to her death from her cabin balcony to the deck 3 floors below. When interviewed by the Bahamas police, Eric said that Tanya was sitting on the balcony railing outside their room when she accidentally fell backwards. He said he was shattered by her death. Unfortunately, there were no cameras to capture what actually happened, so the Bahamas police let Eric go and sent him home to Topeka. Now, murder on the high seas is FBI jurisdiction, so my partner and I were assigned the investigation. And when we toured the ship, I went to the actual cabin that Tanya fell from, and I went out to the balcony and saw that there was no way on God's green earth anyone would ever choose to sit on that railing. So my partner and I flew to Topeka to interrogate Eric. And on video, he told us after about 45 minutes that he and Tanya had gotten into a horrible fight the night of her death. He said that during the argument, he grabbed her by the throat inside the cabin and walked her backwards until she was up against the balcony railing, lifted her up by her throat, and threw her to her death. He blamed alcohol and the fight, saying that he was in a drunken rage and that she was getting on his nerves. Eric ended up pleading guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 12 years in federal prison for his crime. And that's what happened. Have a great day and be cool.
Have a great day and be cool. And it's Topeka, not Topeka. And why did you confess, man? You almost got away with it. But this is why I don't go on cruises. And I never root for criminals, but I always be like, why you were so close, but he broke down. Maybe the burden was too much to bear.
I'm not a vegan. I'm going to eat some meat somewhere. Yeah, if you want to save the planet, kill yourself and one less person.
But do you not think there's accountability and responsibility for us to think about other things apart from killing ourselves?
Nope.
Isn't that quite futile and defeatist?
Yes. Granted, you're a little young guy who wants to save the world. Hey, you're not going to do it. The best impact you could have is die. Do you not want to die for the planet?
Not really, no.
That guy, but I'm with him. I'm not gonna stop eating meat. I will, like, for a month at a time. 2 months at a time is the longest, but I love meat, and I feel like on this trip I've had so many paper straws, but then they were giving balloons to kids. How you gonna give me a paper straw and the kids got balloons? The balloons is gonna kill the fish more than the paper straw. Yeah, so I'm with this guy. You want me to give up my meat, and then kids are still using balloons. When are y'all gonna stop selling balloons, huh? Why are they still selling balloons, but you can't have... Don't even get me started.
There's this TikToker that went missing after he posted about seeing a giant in the wild. His name is Andrew Dawson. Not only did he go missing, he is legally presumed dead. He posted this at first.
We're gonna go find somewhere closer, and I'm gonna set my camp.
He saw what he says is a giant on top of a mountain. At first, it's like, okay, what is that? It looks like it could be a person. If you're that far, that's giant. Yeah. And he actually talked to some locals. The locals, they pretty much said, yeah, it comes and goes. It's real. When he went the next time, he went during night. There was a car that stopped him. What he says is there's this CIA guy that said, you can't pass through here.
I just got stopped by some CIA agent. He told me to turn around and said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public.
He goes another day, and what does he see?
So they're extracting something.
He sees helicopters in the same mountain. Look, after seeing the CIA agent, he decides to go another time during night. He still sees him again. After he sees that guy, he goes home. He says that he's being stalked, and then there's cars that followed him, and it looks like the same. It looks like the same car. It's the same vehicle that he saw. And look, it just drives away. This is where it gets crazy. He puts out an official statement. He puts out this statement, and he says this.
Of course they cut. Guys, the sun is going down. The sun is going down. Tune into At Love Marriage on YouTube if you want to see this beautiful sunset while I'm up here flapping my jaws. But how beautiful. So we have one more, and then I'm going to show you guys the ocean.
What is your message to Western human rights groups, to President Obama, to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people?
Respect African societies and their values. If you don't agree, you just keep quiet. Let's manage our society the way we see. If we are wrong, we shall find out by ourselves. Just the way we don't interfere with yours.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting. What sort of people are they? How can you go? I never knew what they were doing. That's how I've been told recently that what they do is terrible, disgusting. But I was ready to ignore that if there was proof that that's how he's born, abnormal. But now the proof is not there.
So that'll always be the old saying, are you born this way? So I'm going to flip this so you guys can see the beautiful sunset. And then I am going to sign off Look at that. That's a light. But here's the ocean over here. I mean, it's the ocean right there, but it's ocean everywhere. It's very beautiful. I miss talking to you guys. I felt like checking in and telling you to stay safe. I will get back safely. And when I get back safely, I'm sure there'll be many other things for us to talk about, like those freaking paper straws. F is for Family is signing off. You guys have an amazing, amazing day.